yourself just a bit of uncomfort, bring yourself just a bit of uncomfort, a bit of uncomfort.
We gotta get a dictionary for you. Uncomfort? That's not a word.
Comfort?
Uncomfort. It's discomfort.
Did I say uncomfort?
Yes, you did.
Sorry, folks.
Hey y'all, welcome to Make Your Space. I'm Cortissa and this is Larry. In our previous episode, we introduced y'all to the first of our 7 simple steps, deciding how your space needs to function for you and your family. Because we all know a space can be beautiful, but if it doesn't function properly for you, it's just wasted space. In this episode, we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of function. We're going to share with y'all a few tips on how to maintain balance in the functionality of your home.
A lot of times homes with families in them go one of 2 ways. One, they might have a room with the toys and all the kids' stuff in them, and then that's separated from the rest of the house, and a lot of times they're not very well organized. And the other way is they might have their toys, the kids' stuff all over the house. So both of these are fine, except for the fact that they're just a little bit disorganized, and that gives folks that come in to see your home, and even yourself, just a bit of uncomfort. So what we want to do is we want to share a couple of things that will help you to make sure that your space is comfortable for everyone to enjoy.
One of the ways that we've done this in our home is by creating multiple play areas for our children throughout the home. We do it by having open areas for play and decorative storage for our toys. Oh, not our toys, actually the kids' toys.
Right, didn't want to miss my line again.
We gotta get a dictionary for you. Uncomfort? That's not a word.
Comfort?
Uncomfort. It's discomfort.
Did I say uncomfort?
Yes, you did.
Sorry, folks.
We took it a step further with our storage by creating smaller bins within the larger decorative storage for the kids' toys. This has fostered independence and responsibility in our smaller kiddos, because when they have a toy that they want to play with, they know exactly where and how to find it. They don't have to dump out all the toys in the bin just to find 1 or 2 toys that work for them. Then when they're done with those toys, they can put them back before they get out another smaller bin. Then when cleanup time comes, they're not overwhelmed and you're not overwhelmed by having to go behind them multiple times throughout the day to pick up toys that are everywhere.
Another thing to think about with functionality is, of course, safety. Now, there's the simple things. You don't want to have glass or knives or scissors sitting out in your decorations for kids to play with. But one of the things that we really thought through in our functionality was our coffee table. You see a picture of it here, and it is a rectangle, but you notice the corners are not real sharp. The other thing we really liked about this table was the fact that it was very low to the ground. And so even when our kiddos were first starting to walk, they were well above the height of the table. So it kept them from being injured by hitting their head or things like that around that. So just another way to think about having beautiful things in your home, but still functioning well for everybody.
One of the number one questions we get when people visit our home is, how do you have beautiful things and small children?
Well, what comes to mind when I think about that is, how low can you faux? How low can you faux?
That doesn't come to mind for me.
Really?
Really?
Well, let me share something with you here. Sometimes you want to have nice decorations around your house, especially when they're small things like small plants. But if they're low to the ground, you want to make sure that they are faux. See these beautiful faux plants here, not very expensive. We put them in these beautiful green foam squares.
I wouldn't call those beautiful, but okay.
They're beautiful when they have these in here.
Yeah.
And then we use a metal vase on the outside. So if this hits the ground, no big deal. You just slide it back in and it goes right in there. How low can you faux?
It's hard to say that.
It is, a bunch of times in a row.
It's a t-shirt though. I love it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That'll be out next week.
Another thing you want to keep in mind is if items are valuable or precious to you, keep them high. If you decide to put them low, make sure you have a tube of super glue nearby.
Like this. This is one of our
That's
favorite.
super glue?
There's a lot of super glue in it, actually.
That's true.
This is a frame that we have got in our homes, our different places that we've lived. We had it since we were first married. And this thing has hit the ground probably 5 or 6 times and broken.
At
least. So we've used super glue each time. It looks fantastic. You can hardly tell it's even been damaged.
Another thing you want to keep in mind is what we've learned to do is live with the imperfections of life. So if a vase gets chipped or a lampshade gets torn, we just turn it around so no one can see. One last thing to add is setting boundaries. For our children, we've set boundaries around our home decor items, meaning we let them know that our home decor items are not their toys. So we say, these are your toys that you can play with, but our home decor items are for beautifying our home. And we've had to reinforce that lesson many, many times with our children, but eventually they do get it. And they take those lessons and they not only learn and implement them in your home, but they take them when they go to other people's homes as well.
So what you want to do is you want to think about what rules are important for you. So for us, as an example, we do not like our kids to jump on the couches. No. We don't like them crawling over the arms of the chairs. We don't like them jumping on the beds. Right. So those are no-nos for us. However, we have 4, 3, and 2-year-old boys.
Yes.
So we know that they're going to have high levels of energy at times. They're not going to know what to do with it. So when we were looking for homes, one of the foundational things that we thought about in functionality was having long stretches where they could run back and forth and get rid of some of that energy. Then they can go back to the playing they were doing before, and everything is A-okay.
To keep everything A-okay, when you're using our 7 simple steps to make your space, remember the importance of maintaining balance in the functionality of your home. When you do this, you'll be able to enjoy your space, but also your family and friends as well.
If you like our video, give it a big thumbs up, and if you like our channel, please subscribe and share it with your friends. So the kids watching this